other kids' favourites, shares the secrets of his technique and his new project. Before that, it's time to join our colleagues for the news where you are.
Thank you, Anna. Welcome to BBC Spotlight here in the South West. First this lunchtime, Torbay Council is hoping to raise hundreds of millions of pounds of investment to transform two towns. The council has unveiled its plans for 6 sites in Torquay and Paignton that include knocking down a shopping centre to make way for homes and an NHS medical facility. From Torquay, here's our political reporter, Miles Davis.
Well, it could be time for a change here on the English Riviera. Torbay Council wants to raise hundreds of millions of pounds for major building projects here in Torquay and also in Paignton, which would include more than 700 new homes. They're planning to knock down the old Debenhams building and put in place a 100-bedroom upmarket hotel. They want to demolish this old shopping centre and put 100 homes on the site. Then there's a car park just over there, which they want to knock down and put 150 homes there. Then there'd be 90 care home units at a site here in Torquay, as well as another 90 at the old Crossways site in Paignton. That's as well as 200 homes on the site of the Victoria Centre in Paignton. The council's leader says they want to reshape the town centre in Torquay with more homes and fewer shops.
This really is that big piece that's required to, put a stake in the ground and say, yeah, from Union Square up here, it will be residential, businesses, shops, etc., more further down from the Strand up to Union Square. Look, it's been on the cards for many, many years.
There will be some planning applications due in next year, but ultimately all of this is going to depend on raising the necessary money. Miles Davis, BBC Spotlight, Torquay.
Plans to auction off a former council building in Plymouth have angered local residents. The city's old register office, situated in a prime location near the Hoe, has been empty for 4 years. A residents' group had been in talks with the council about how to develop the site, but members say they've been blindsided by the announcement that it'll go under the hammer at the start of next month. Kevin Hay reports.
The scene of many happy events, now the centre of a bitter row. Plymouth's old register office was closed 4 years ago. A local residents' group had been in talks with the City Council about its future. They say they were astonished when the site was put up for auction.
It's our fear that because the auction really gives no control over who buys the site, then there's the potential for a developer to come forward that really doesn't want to listen to the local community and just wants to extract maximum value.
A consultation held by the local community showed that people were happy to see the old building demolished, provided any new development included a number of affordable houses.
We have a site that's perfectly suited to that, in our opinion, and we have a community that is really willing and open to that kind of development.
The guide price for the building and grounds is £295,000, an apparent bargain for this prime location a stone's throw from the Hoe. Local residents say they want assurances that any new buildings will fit in with the area. And with the auction scheduled for November the 1st, they feel they haven't been given enough time to come up with their own proposals.
I think we could probably have got together a consortium of residents, of businesses, working with a developer or a builder to actually come up with something that would have worked on this site, where the council would have benefited from getting a maximum return on the money.
Plymouth City Council told us it's standard practice to pitch sale prices low to attract more interest at auction, hopefully pushing the final price up. It says it had been talking to local residents about proposed developments here, but that it hadn't reached the planning application stage, so given its budgetary constraints, it decided to sell the site. But it says that any new development here will still need to comply with existing local planning guidelines. Kevin Hay, BBC Spotlight, Plymouth.
Police are growing increasingly concerned for the welfare of a 26-year-old woman who's been reported missing from the Torquay area. Arazu Tarani was last seen at around 4:15 on Friday afternoon. She's described as of mixed ethnic heritage and is around 5'5". Anyone who thinks they may have seen her or knows where she may be are being asked to call police immediately on 999. A music charity in Plymouth, which was due to close in November, says it's received enough donations to stay open for another 6 months. Plymouth Music Zone helps people of all ages and abilities get access to instruments. It says public support and ongoing savings mean it can now remain open until March next year. And the charity says it's still working hard to try and secure a future beyond that date. A charity in Devon, which takes humanitarian aid to Ukraine, has successfully fundraised for a new truck. Team Devon of Ukrainian Action raised the money by hosting a barrow of booze raffle at Dartmouth Food Festival at the weekend. The new truck will join its next convoy leaving for Ukraine at the end of November. Now, training is getting serious for our BBC local radio teams, taking on the Children in Need swim next week. They're swapping the studios for swimming pools as they take on the 1,000-mile challenge. Tamsin Melville's been catching up with them.
Getting the lengths in. Our local radio colleagues have been swapping their microphones for the pool as they limber up for a Pudsey fundraising challenge.
Hello, it's Bubba the Whale here. Not really, it's James Vickery from BBC Radio Devon Sport.
BBC Radio Devon's team are taking training for the 1,000-mile challenge seriously. 5 people from each station are tasked next week with clocking up 24 miles between them over 5 days.
No, I'm not doing 1,000 miles. I'm doing 5 miles over 5 days. And I tell you what, it's a bit further than I thought it was. This shoulder, my right shoulder, aches a lot when I finish a session. But I tell you what, doing it for a great cause is just keeping me going.
BBC Radio Cornwall's team have been getting some expert advice as they work on their strokes, building up to what will be a mile a day up and down the lanes.
It's 64 lengths. And it's quite boring, to be honest. So one of the hard things is keeping your brain in a place. You know, must buy cheese on the way home, or when's my MOT due? You know, it's just actually finding things to fill your head with.
They've very much been a team and supported each other in doing this as well. So I'm sure that if any of them do have any moments of lack of energy, that the others will be there to encourage them.
The 1,000-mile challenge takes place from next Monday, the 4th of November, all in aid of children in need. Tamsin Melville, BBC Spotlight.
Let's have a look at the weather forecast now, and David's here. A bit of sunshine this morning.
There was. Thank you, Victoria. Hello, good afternoon. And there's more of that sunshine to come as well. This was Weymouth, first thing this morning. Beautiful sunrise. But I have to stress, not everywhere was like this. We had lots of mist and fog this morning. That's now lifted into cloud. So for many of us this afternoon, the cloud is going to be quite thick at times, but some sunny spells and just the chance of a few light showers coming here and there. Now, we have high pressure in charge. That is going to be the dominant weather feature for both tonight and tomorrow. It's centre right over the UK for the middle of the day tomorrow, a little bit further to the east on Thursday, but still a lot of dry weather and still typical autumnal problems. So there'll be some mist overnight, some fog in the morning, and it will be rather slow to clear. For the rest of today, there's just a chance of a shower out of that cloud, but most of us fine and dry. Perhaps the best of the sunshine will be around the coast, and temperatures responding quite well. They will be above average for the time of year at 16 or 17 degrees. The forecast for tonight has some clear spells, but also that'll fill in with some mistiness here and there, so it will be rather murky again first thing tomorrow morning, with a minimum temperature of around 8 or 9 degrees. The forecast for tomorrow has some sunshine, a bit more than we've seen today. There's just a chance of a few showers through the English Channel that might just clip the southern coasts of Cornwall and Devon. But apart from that, it's a fine day and a day again with very similar temperatures, 16 or 17 the maximum. For the Channel Islands here, we've started to see a clearance across parts of Guernsey. The whole band of cloud will break up through this evening and overnight tonight, and temperatures down to 11 or 12. And tomorrow's forecast is for a reasonable day with a lot more in the way of sunshine. It's going to feel quite pleasant, and 16, maybe even 17 degrees will be our top temperature. Winds light and coming in from the east or the northeast. So the outlook, there isn't a great deal of change in our weather pattern for the next few days. We're going to continue to see some sunshine, but it could be that we start the day very misty and with some fog around, some quite poor driving conditions, particularly Thursday morning and more especially Friday morning. Very little wind. Into the weekend, not a great deal of change. Some of that cloud rather stubborn to go, but there's a lot of dry weather to look forward to. Enjoy your afternoon. Victoria.
David, thank you very much. And that's all from the Lunchtime team for now. We'll be back, though, with Spotlight at 6:30. I'll hand you back to Anna Foster now for the rest of the BBC News at 1. Enjoy your afternoon.
Now, homelessness among young adults leaving